everyone, this is Trisha and welcome to my channel. Tonight I'm going to show you how to make this spaghetti squash with a cheesy, creamy sauce. Alright everyone, we're going to start off with a spaghetti squash, and I have a nice big one here. Now I've already started slicing it because it's a little bit of work to slice it, but I followed a video tutorial by a young lady named Brittany. So I'm going to link the video down below in the description box so you can go ahead and visit her video, and she shows you how to slice these spaghetti squash in this manner rather than cutting it the other way. Now you could do it either way. She did suggest that maybe putting it in the microwave for a few minutes to soften it up would help in cutting it, which is what I went ahead and I did, and I've gone ahead and I've cut these slices so far. So let me finish cutting this one up, and then we're going to remove these seeds from the middle. Okay, so after getting all of my slices here, and I've removed some of the seeds from some of these already, so it's really easy. You just get a spoon and scrape around the inside edge here. It's just like removing the seeds and the pulp from a pumpkin, if you've ever done that. You just got to do some little scraping. It's fairly easy. I lift it up, I grab this, toss it to the side, and do the next one. Okay, so I've got my oven preheating at 400 degrees. So now I'm placing these on some baking sheets. Make sure they fit correctly. So all I'm going to do to these is I'm going to season with salt and pepper. And then I'm going to drizzle some olive oil over them. And then I'm just going to rub it in. Make sure it gets on both sides, and then I'll season the other side as well with salt and pepper. Alright, so now that I've seasoned and oiled them, my oven is now hot and it is 400 degrees Fahrenheit. So I'm going to go ahead and place these in the oven for about 30 minutes. Alright, so my spaghetti squash is out of the oven. It took 30 minutes in a 400 degree oven and it baked up perfectly. So now I'm going to take a fork and just scrape the zucchini squash right off the outer part here. And as you can see, it's very easy. And just lift that up, and there we have these beautiful zucchini noodles. Look at that. And we're just going to set them aside while I do the rest. And we can actually serve it just as this because we did season it with salt and pepper and olive oil. So this is ready to eat. But I'm going to make a creamy, cheesy sauce to put over this. So let's do that next. Okay, so before I go ahead and make that sauce, I just wanted to show you how easy it was one more time to remove the yummy noodles from this casing. There we go. That's super easy. It scrapes right off. It cooked really well. And we have these noodles. Look at that. Okay, look how much it also made. I have quite a bit on here on my foil here, a little pan. Just want you to see how much that rendered. Now, I'm only going to make a little bit of this because I'm only going to make it for 2 of us. So the cream sauce that I'm going to make, if you want to double that up so that you can use your whole spaghetti squash, or maybe if you decided to make 2 of them and you triple the or quadruple your measurements that I'm going to use. Okay, so I'm only going to make enough for 2 servings. Now the rest of it I'm going to let it cool off, and I'm going to put it in an airtight container or a Ziploc bag. I can put it in my refrigerator, eat it tomorrow or the next day, or I can put it in the freezer, but make sure it cools off really, really well. So make sure you spread it out so that it will cool off evenly and you won't have little pockets of heat in there. And there we go. Let's make our sauce. Okay, so the first cheese that I'm going to be using is going to be some Parmesan. So I'm going to grate, or you could shred, about a cup, unless you want to buy this already shredded or grated. So for my cheesy sauce, I'm also going to be using about a cup of shredded mozzarella. Now this one I purchased it already shredded, but you can shred that yourself. I'm going to use about 2 cloves of minced garlic. And as you can see here, I've got a little jar, make it easy on myself. And I've got about 3 tablespoons of butter here, and about 3/4 cup of heavy cream. So you want 1/2 cup to 3/4 cup. You might want to use a little bit more depending on how creamy you want this all to be. So we're going to go over to the stove and get this started. We're also going to be using some salt and some pepper. All right, so to this hot pan I added the 3 tablespoons of butter and I'm melting it now. Once our butter is melted, by the way, I do have my heat now at a low to medium. So I'm going to add the heavy cream. I'm going to add the garlic. And I want to season it with salt and pepper. Now I've decided to add 1/4 cup more of creamer, of the heavy cream, so you'll want to add 1 cup in there. So as soon as my cream and my butter start to bubble, you can see that bubbling up a little bit in there, we're going to go ahead and add our Parmesan cheese to that. Okay, I've gone ahead and I've lowered my heat to a low simmer, and now I'm adding the mozzarella. Now the Parmesan cheese takes a little bit longer to melt than it does for mozzarella, so you want to put that one in first, give it a minute, and then add your mozzarella, because that doesn't take long at all to melt, and this will be super ready in a few moments. As a matter of fact, I'm going to go ahead and turn off my stove and just leave it on the little bit of heat that we've got going right now. All right, everyone, here is my cheesy, creamy sauce looking beautiful. You can give it a little taste and just adjust your seasonings as you like. If you want to add some other seasonings besides what I added, you can go ahead and do that. Give it your nice own flavor to this. All right, so now I'm going to add some of the spaghetti squash. And remember, I said I was only going to use a little bit, just for 2 people. So I'm going to put that right in there. Is that a little bit? That's about 1/2 of what I had in my pan here. Okay, so now I can just fold it so that I can get all that cheesy sauce all over my spaghetti squash. That is looking so yummy. And this would be ready to serve as a side, or if you would prefer just to eat it like this without any meat or anything else, you can eat it just as is. But look how beautiful and creamy, cheesy this is. Okay, but I'm going to add some additional items to this. Okay, so here I have some little tomatoes. These are little grape tomatoes. You can use cherry tomatoes or chop up some Roma tomatoes. Really whatever your favorite tomatoes are. And then I've got here some fresh basil, which I took from my garden. Look at that, and I chopped it up just a little bit, just a rough chop. That's going to get added to my spaghetti. Here we go, to my spaghetti squash. So there we go. And we can mix that in as well. And just serve it up just like that. All right, everyone, here is my spaghetti squash in a creamy, cheesy sauce. Now, if you want it saucier, you could add more of that heavy cream, or if you want to add a little bit more, just some water or even some chicken stock into it. It would be really nice. Give it more of a liquidy look to it. But look, here we go. This is my spaghetti squash. Look at that. With a yummy sauce on it, and this fresh basil and tomato. Yummy. All right, everyone, I'm going to give myself a big old thumbs up, and I hope that you too will give me a big old thumbs up. I will put the recipe in the description box below, along with a link of where I got the idea of how to cut the spaghetti squash. Please leave a nice comment down below. And if you have any suggestions on something else you'd like to see me cook for you, or a craft, also put that in the suggestion box. Don't forget to visit my Facebook page, Trisha's Creations, and follow. And also you can comment on there or share your cooking or craft ideas as well. I hope you enjoyed this video. Please subscribe if you haven't already done so. And thank you to everyone who has been subscribing. Please share on your social medias. And as always, enjoy.